Hey folks, my name is Mo Amir and this is VANCOLOUR, British Columbia's bona fide culture and politics TV talk show. There is a lot going on in the world, and sometimes you just need some advice from people who have gone through it, who know better, or who at least will put a smile on your face. Should you invest in your retirement if doomsday is more likely than it's ever been? Well, we'll have financial tips for the apocalypse with Mark Ting tonight. Plus, comedian Katie Ellen Humphries has life advice for me, so I'm sure that won't be embarrassing at all. But first, some marital advice from Vancouver's most beloved radio lovebirds. Approaching 2 years of marriage, but 8 years of working together. They have the life hack if you find yourself in the position of having to work day in and day out with your spouse or partner. The hosts of CHEK FM mornings, weekdays from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 96.9 CHEK FM. They are, of course, Christy and Fraser.
Hello, Mo.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here. Right off the bat, I got to ask, do you two ever get time apart from each other? Because you work together,
when you
live together.
When you're upstairs and I'm downstairs,
Yeah.
that's about it. That's about the extent of it.
Yeah.
The occasional weekend away, but that's about it. Most of our
Yeah.
time is together.
We
Wow.
Yeah.
do. We spend a lot of time together.
And so you're up early in the morning to be on the radio together, which you have to listen to each other if you're on air. And then obviously your partners, your spouses, you're together all the time. What's the secret to keeping a happy marriage?
Therapy.
100% therapy.
Especially if you work together. Could you imagine if we hadn't gone to therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say therapy.
Okay.
Therapy.
You got to work at it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
really need somebody else to step in every once in a while, I think. You know, it doesn't matter how much you care about each other. Sometimes you just need somebody to you know, tell you it's all right to feel the way that you feel. So that's a big part of it.
Okay.
I'd say, you know, it's a little difficult to do when you live in Vancouver, paying rent in Vancouver, but if you could have a spare bedroom, that would be a bonus.
Yeah.
Someplace where you can just take a little time out if you need to, go watch your own shows if you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's peak.
We turned
Yeah.
our spare room into a second living room.
Oh.
So we have separation that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not battling over like what to watch. in the
Yes.
evening.
No. Not at all. Not at all.
No, because
No.
that would probably...
That's probably why it works.
Yeah, I don't think we would have made it this far.
Yeah,
if
we would have.
What I'm hearing is the establishment of boundaries that both of you
100%.
understand and accept.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
What other kind of boundaries would we be thinking of or looking at to make this work? Because clearly communication is key between both of you, both on air and presumably in your relationship as well.
I feel like you need to have hobbies outside of our little core unit. Working together, we love spending time on the weekend together. Like our that's sacred time. That's when we're not working. But I would say doing things and having hobbies outside of our relationship that don't include him. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to spend a little time with other people. You know, I said we were together all the time, but we do take little breaks, even just going for a walk, getting away.
Are you okay?
Sometimes it's just like, you know what, she needs a little house for a few hours. I'm just
Yeah.
going to go take a little stroll,
Yeah.
give her a little space, and then, and then not because we're fighting or anything, but just because, to give you that, we got to give each other that room. I agree.
Yeah, both of us like being alone, so
Yeah.
we give each other that
good.
space.
Yeah.
So there's no like we're not on top of each other, and honestly, we don't really talk much after
And so
the show.
do you kind of have an understanding like no questions asked? Hey, I need to go on a walk.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Don't ask.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd be like, you were out for beers once with friends, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come home soon." I'm like, "Why? Stay." No.
Please, no, I was just getting
Last call
comfortable,
is
man.
like in 2 hours. Stay. You know.
Now, this sounds like a great setup. It sounds like you two know exactly what you're doing. Did this come from personal experience? Did it come from therapy? How did you reach this kind of understanding? Because it sounds great.
Yeah, I think just time and practice. I mean, when we met each other, we were like, wow, did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Immediately we hit it off, and just as time went on and we realized the challenges, because we both worked with other people before, so we did have a bit of an idea of the challenges when you work with somebody in that close of an environment. It's not only like you're working together, but you're actually working directly with each other, relying on each other, staring each other in the eyes for your entire job. So we knew the pitfalls of doing it. And so we just preemptively sort of tried to, take care of some of those things in advance before they turned into problems.
Right. And I would add, at the crankiest time of the day, like you're starting your day at 5 a.m. I mean, that's not when you wake up. That's when you're at the office, right?
Yeah, totally, absolutely. And I'm sleepy guy in the morning too. She's bundle energy, and I'm like, oh, give me some space. I need some time.
You're carrying the team, basically. Is what
I'm more fun than you at 5 a.m.
Oh, for sure, at 5 a.m. Yeah, I'm pretty fun at 9, but at 5, not so much.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, both of you are relatively new to British Columbia. You're going on your 3rd year.
Yeah.
Where does BC differentiate itself from Alberta? And I don't mean necessarily the mountains and the ocean, all that stuff, but I mean like the people and the general culture and vibe. What are the biggest differences?
Oh, well, I lived in Kelowna for 7 years working before. And I would say, like, moving to Vancouver, I felt it's really hard to make friends here. Like, it's really hard to...
We don't make it easy.
We don't know. You got to work for it. Right? But I would say that's the biggest difference. I would find. It's more of a independent city. People do their own thing, even though everybody's outside doing stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone's hanging out together. They're not.
No.
And there is so much to do here. I mean, honestly, there's so many distractions. Everybody's going. Most of the people have lived here for a really long time or their entire life and have a deep-rooted friend group. Yeah. And it's like, I don't have space for any new friends until somebody dies.
You're throwing shade at me. Yeah. I grew up here, and that's basically my attitude.
Yeah.
But people here are really nice. I mean, I know that people. Anytime I have cause to interact with someone, everyone's really, really friendly. I find people, when you have cause to interact, to be really warm in this city.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that helps your marriage in general as well, right? Living in a city that
of course
you can be friendly with people. There's things to do.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much to do. And it's just, I mean, Vancouver is just a city with a pulse too, coming from, we were in Calgary before, and it's a city, but it's a small town. It's a city. But Vancouver's a machine, man. I mean, it's like, people have to live a little bit differently here. You have to be a little more focused on your own things in your own life, I think, in order to survive in a city of this size. Right?
Absolutely. Well, Christy, Fraser, thank you so much for your time tonight, and thank you for sharing advice for how you guys make it work. I'm sure lots of our viewers found a lot of value in that.
Just go to therapy.
Yeah, that's it. That's the answer.
Right?
Thanks,
that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, make sure you catch them weekday mornings on Jack FM. They are, of course, Christy and Fraser. Now, after some business, things are kind of bleak, at least uncertain. So should you spend your money, invest your money, or put your money in the mattress? We'll get professional money advice up next.